Good morning, Desert Sands Unified School District. My name is Sean Webb, and I'm your Director of Community Engagement, and you're watching Classroom Conversations. We are the community engagement show for Desert Sands Unified School District. I want to thank our partners over at CoachellaValley.com for allowing us to present this on their platform, as well as thank the board for the Desert Sands Educational Foundation for making sure that we have this show to be able to put out. And I would like to thank their board for doing so, and I'd also like to read their mission statement. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District, and their vision statement. In partnership with public and private sectors, Desert Sands Educational Foundation financially supports creative and innovative programs and enrich and enhance the educational experience in the academics, the arts, and the extracurricular activities that engage all students and staff in Desert Sands Unified School District. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Is we're partnering with our student assistance program, as well as we're going to be speaking with some of our community partners in relation to Pride Month, as we're going to celebrate that today. But before we have that, and moving on, I want to go ahead and bring on Chef Mary here so we can talk about all the great current events that are going on in Desert Sands right now. Good morning, Chef Mary. How you doing?
Oh, good morning. I'm doing well. I'm in sunny San Diego.
Sunny San Diego. How's the move been?
It went really well. It was kind of bittersweet to leave that little house because I did love being there, and then saying goodbye to my neighbors. Steve and I made a crazy run up on Saturday, up and back in 5 hours. Emptied out the house, so he was driving, so we got like a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride coming down the hill. But we're both kind of speed freaks, so I was kind of excited about that. But no, everything is good. We've been out to dinner. We've had some friends over. Life seems to be back to what we used to know, which is good.
Excellent. I love that. Speaking of life and so forth, I want to talk about, you've always asked about our meal distribution program going on.
Yes.
I want to share that during the summer, we have a little bit of a different change, and I got that up there for everybody to see. So our summer meal program is going to take place at those 13 school sites, and it's going to happen every Monday and Wednesday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday. You'll love this. And you know Mark Tadros over at Aziz Farms.
Yes.
He partnered with Dan Capello, and this yesterday I actually picked up lunch and meals for Brooklyn, because you can do that. Anybody 18 and under can do that. So I picked up meals for Brooklyn, and we got a 2-pound bag of grapes that came along with all the meals. And then next week, Mary, you'll love this. Everybody that comes, the first 8,000 people that show up on Wednesday, get a free watermelon to go along with their meals and so forth.
Oh my gosh. Steve was telling me that here in Vista on Wednesday, they have a similar program, and they went by and picked up some stuff, because Madison is in school.
Right.
And we got all kinds of pancake mix and syrups. And I mean, it was amazing. It had to be over $100 worth of product.
Yesterday when I picked up the meal bag for Brooklyn, geez, there was 2 apples, 2 oranges, 2 pears, a couple bananas. So they gave me meals that would last for 5 breakfasts and lunches. Yeah, in addition to the cereal and the egg sandwich and the turkey sandwich. So it's just fantastic. If anybody under the age of 18, you can come in and claim a meal for your families at any of those different school sites. And I highly recommend to do so. It's a benefit that's available to anybody in the Coachella Valley 18 and under.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's important, particularly if the parents are going back to work right now, to have that stuff in the house for kids to kind of munch on.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, I agree. And especially as things get back to normal and people are going back to work and so forth, I want to talk a little bit more about normalcy. DSUSD, we're planning next school year, 5 days a week. We put this out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we put this out on our social media earlier in the week. I heard board members and I heard cabinet members actually speaking about this, but not the official word, right? But this is the official word, 5 days a week, unless we're told otherwise by public health. So come August 18th, if you're in Desert Sands, you're going to be in that seat in that classroom. Can't wait.
Has school closed in the desert now? Are you at your last days?
Yeah, so we had last day last Friday.
Okay.
And then we have actually summer school going on many of the sites. And then some of the elementary schools are going to have a bridge program that starts up in August. So for the first time in a very long time, we have summer school opportunities, not just for our high school students, but for our middle as well as our elementary students.
Yeah, the schools here in the Vista District the elementary school graduates on Wednesday, and then they're having a little party, and then they go until Friday, half a day on Friday. And then she moves over to the middle school. So they're having the graduation to be virtual, drive-by, and in person. You could kind of sign up for whatever you wanted to do.
Oh, so they gave an option there. That's very nice, though.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. So I think we're doing I can't remember what, but they keep changing their mind on it because Maddie wanted a convertible limousine. We said no.
Convertible limousine. I tell you what, I can only imagine her palate for food if she's asking for a limousine for a drive-through.
At the ripe age of 11, she definitely has high expectations of what she needs.
That's so funny. So funny. Hey, before we have the rest of our guests come join us to talk about Pride Month, there's some more important things I want to share, Mary. Put it up here on screen. Our next school board meeting is coming up on the 22nd.
Okay.
And then these are the vaccination clinics that are going to take place next week. This is the, so if you remember about 2 weeks ago, we were promoting vaccination clinics. Well, this is the follow-up. Okay, this is the follow-up. So this is the second shot of Pfizer for any of the people that got their shots there, as well as if you need your first shot, you can sign up as well for those dates.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're going to be at Desert Ridge Academy, Palm Desert Charter Middle. Then we're going to be over at Horizon and then Thomas Jefferson Middle School and then John Glenn and Palm Desert. What's nice is if I know the district really well, right? So like, for example, on the 15th, we're going to be in Indio at one point, and then we'll be in Palm Desert the next time.
Okay.
And on the 16th, we'll be in La Quinta, and then we'll be in Indio. And then we're in Indio, then we're in Palm Desert. So we're trying to spread it out as much as possible to get as many people to get the vaccination as possible.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. But enough about that. Why don't we go ahead and bring on the stars of our show today? We've got some visitors joining us. And let's see here. Let me get this off the screen. But let me go ahead and we'll bring on our first guest. He is Eric Ornalis. Eric, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. So, Eric, you're the president of Safe School Desert Cities, and you're going to be talking to us a little bit about Pride Month later on. But why don't you share just in general, what do you do at Safe Schools Desert Cities?
Well, I got involved with Safe Schools Desert Cities back in 2012 when I was asked to DJ the Pride Prom. I'm a longtime DJ here. I've been on the air first at U92.7 in Palm Springs, currently at KGay 106.5. So that's how I got involved with Safe Schools. And then a couple of years ago, I was asked to join the board. So I served on the board for a couple of years. And then in December, I was appointed a president of the organization.
Okay. You speak about being a DJ. I'm going to touch upon Safe Schools in a second, but I see all the records and the albums behind you. I guess you've got some amazing history behind you there with the albums.
That's right. They go back to the 70s even.
Oh, I love it. Oh, some of Chef Mary's favorites, I'm sure.
70s.
Yeah, I go back to the 50s.
Excellent. Well, Eric, could you tell us a little bit more about what is Safe Schools Desert Cities?
So Safe Schools Desert Cities is an organization. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization that advocates for LGBTQ youth here in the Coachella Valley and in the surrounding communities. We offer programs that help kids feel affirmed and supported. We want them to feel good about being who they are, be able to freely express themselves. So we have events such as the Rainbow Youth Summit, which is a day-long series of workshops and guest speakers. It's typically held at the UCR campus in Palm Desert.
Oh, okay.
And then we have leadership and empowerment camp, which happens up in the mountains, and it's another event that is full of empowerment and leadership activities. And then we have the youth zone at Palm Springs Pride. So at the Palm Springs Pride Festival, there's a youth zone that Safe Schools operates. And in addition to that, we invite the kids to come and join us in the parade itself. And so we'll have up to maybe 500 students marching with us in the parade.
Okay. Excellent.
And then, of course, we also have the Pride Prom. which has been going on since 2012, and we've had more than 400 students. The first one actually about 200 kids, and then the last one, which was in 2019, was about 400 or a little bit more than that. 2020 and this year we haven't been able to put one on thanks to COVID, but we are on for 2022.
That's awesome that you guys be back for 2022. And I know that, and I know Chef Mary knows that you guys work directly with a lot of our district staff in celebrating and participating in setting up those events. What I'd love to do is bring on somebody from our student assistance program, Tori St. John, who you work hand in hand with, so she can share a little bit about what the district does and so forth in regards to students in this aspect. Good morning, Tori. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
You're excellent. You know what? Eric started to talk about some of the stuff that you and I were talking about backstage, so I want to cut him off real quick because I know you've got some great stuff there about the prom and so forth. But before we talk about Pride Prom, can you share with us, what do you do for the Student Assistance Program? How are you related to DSUSD?
Well, this is only my 30th year here at DSUSD in the Student Assistance Program. So I've been here for a little while. I'm just beginning to get the lay of the land.
Too funny, too funny. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about your relationship directly with Eric's?
Oh, well, so student assistance is here exactly like it says, even though it is a terrible acronym being a SAP. But the student assistance is here to help students, all students. And so Eric and I are on a board together, Safe Schools, Desert Cities. And way back when it was before 2000 even, we started having GSAs, or Gay Straight Alliances, clubs here at our different high schools. And then it went to middle schools. And so Desert Sands has really helped those clubs with like social justice things at school, with bullying, with every student feeling safe and being able to be their authentic selves. And so we've had the clubs, and then Safe Schools Desert Cities is this wonderful organization that helps with other kinds of fun activities, like the parade, where kids from over 53 GSA clubs get together from all over, lots of counties, lots of places to walk in pride, or they all come to the prom. Everything is very affordable. Most things there's no charge for. There's lots of leadership activities.
Okay, now you talk about 53 groups and organizations. I know there's not that many high schools and middle schools in the desert. So I'm guessing when these groups come in, they're coming from all over Southern California, or are they just coming from the desert?
They're coming from all over Southern California. They're coming from up in the high Yucca Valley, 29 Palms. They're coming from rim of the world, from Fontana, from Temecula, because we're just very blessed here in the Coachella Valley to have such supportive organizations that underwrite all those costs for marching in the parade and having a youth zone and prom and all those wonderful supportive activities.
No, I'll say that I, wearing another hat outside of education, Tara and I loved helping out with the youth proms and so forth, going on the Pride Prom.
And what a great photo booth you are.
I will say that unfortunately with pandemic, we are no longer in business. As with some businesses and so forth, we pivoted, but that's perfectly fine. We're looking forward to our next venture, but we'll definitely be supportive of the Pride Prom in the future in another fashion, most definitely.
Friday the 13th, May 13th, 2022.
Okay. Well, speaking of, the future prom coming up and who's going to definitely help out with getting the communication and the word out. Also joining us today is we have our own Mary Perry, who's very involved with this organization too. And let me go ahead and bring on Mary. Good morning, Mary. How you doing? Mary, you're muted.
I was saying all my favorite people in one place. I'm kind of loving this, you guys.
Excellent. Mary, thank you for joining us. If you could maybe tell us how you're related to the two lovely people that joined us today and how you work with them.
Absolutely. And our relationship, the three of us, goes way back. Before I joined Desert Sands 7 years ago, I actually worked with Eric at Sunnylands, and we were the dynamic duo of the communications team over there. And I feel like we accomplished a lot, even though I abandoned him to come here. But he is still there holding down the fort. And he introduced me to Tori, and we became great friends. And then suddenly here I was at the district. So Tori recruited me to help out with multiple projects, including the GSAs. She personally invited my husband and I to Pride Prom, and we've been going ever since. We just love it. So I'm thinking Friday the 13th, like maybe kind of goth, or maybe my witch costume rather than a formal dress. I don't know. And then as it turned out, there was Eric, of course, the DJ, and his husband Raymond was the in charge of security. And my next door neighbor, Bella DeBall, was the hostess of the event. So it was like an old home day. And since then, Tori has recruited me to be a chaperone every year at the Harvey Milk Breakfast. So I get on a bus with our students and head out over to the convention center to be a part of that. And then Eric roped me into the Safe School organization on their communications team. And we've been working on a newsletter and a website, and just love working with these two people so very much, and I'm so very proud to be a part of what they are bringing to the community and to our kids.
Oh, fantastic. I'll tell you, all of this just develops some great relationships, right? And I love that you had this relationship with Eric from Sunnylands that then turned into a relationship with Tori, and then you're here at Desert Sands. It's just fantastic. And, Chef Mary, all this comes from great relationships, right? All of our conversations that we have and so forth.
It does. I mean, some of my relationships go back 30 and 40 years that you still stay in touch with. We had a chance the other day to talk to one of our couriers that worked for me when I was in the travel business in the 80s. And we just happened to come across him, and he actually, Steve was 7, I think. And he was a great friend to Steve and a great mentor. And so those relationships are just invaluable. And they just take you to a lot of places that you don't really think you're going to go, but you follow them and you go on their journey.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Tori or Eric or Mary, if you could tell us, since this is Pride Month and so forth, and we've got that going on, what are some different things that are maybe going on in the community right now that people can maybe put their attention towards? Events and so forth that maybe are virtual rather than being physical events. Anything that any of you like to share?
I'm not sure that I know of anything that's happening locally, just because, we're coming out of COVID and everything is just now starting to, come back to life. So I'm not aware of anything at this stage.
Okay.
I want to bring up an ongoing one, Eric, and that's the scholarship program. So we've just ended the year, and Safe Schools has awarded scholarships to our students. But the very next day after the scholarships are awarded, the members of the board and other people involved in the organization are out there, pounding the streets, beating the bushes to get funding for next year's scholarships. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, the scholarship program just concluded for this past year, and that that was the one thing we could continue during this during the COVID shutdown, and the scholarship and awards program has been amazing. We've given over $150,000 in scholarships and awards to LGBTQ students since 2012. So that continued. During the shutdown, we really, it's a small, Safe Schools is a small organization, an all volunteer organization. So we didn't really have the resources to go virtual with anything. So we took the time to do some strategic planning. And when we started the communications committee, we had these meetings where we, thought, okay, when we do have the opportunity to get back into business, how are we going to do this better than we did it before? And so we spent our time doing that. And our next event will be the GSA Advisor Luncheon in September, which is where we invite the GSA advisors to a dinner or a lunch. I'm sorry, a lunch at last year. The last time we had it in 2019, it was actually at Sunnylands. And so we host the advisors. We give them an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to share with them what services will be available to them from Safe Schools in the coming school year. And so we typically have it in September.
Okay.
So I have some things though that did happen virtually. The GSA clubs, the Gay Straight Alliance clubs at the middle and high schools have continued to meet. The advisors have been incredible. They've met virtually at lunchtime usually with their clubs, and the clubs have kept on going and have done things virtually. They're all so clever, aren't they, that they can do all that. The other thing that we've really seen here at Desert Sands an uptake in is our gender support plans. And I'm really proud of those because Desert Sands was like one of the first school districts to really start creating those gender support plans for our non-binary, our transgender kids, our gender fluid kids that weren't comfortable with their names and wanted to change it in their school records, in their Google Classroom settings and things, and their pronouns. And Desert Sands has enabled that since like 2015. We've had gender support plans. And so there's really, I don't know, it virtually, they've just gone way up this year. We've had, so the counselors have been amazing, the students, everybody. Those are things that have still gone on virtually, even though we haven't been able to meet in public.
And I'd like to point out with the GSA clubs that there are a number of students and staff who both belong to or support the clubs, who are what Tori would refer to as advocates of our students, of our
usually 50% of the are allies. Because they're brothers or sisters or friend or somebody. Yeah. Okay. And they want to help so that there isn't any bullying or, and the school is inclusive.
Okay.
And many of us actually have a little sticker. You can walk by my office and in my window, there's a sticker that says, I'm a safe place.
Yes.
So if somebody's walking by and they need that safe place, and of course at the district office, that's probably not some place that's going to have that kind of traffic.
Right.
But we encourage that in the schools too, that teachers would put those in their classrooms. So if somebody is being bullied or just uncomfortable, that they have an ally, a safe place to go to on campus.
That's one of the reasons
for our students, for students when they come in, I don't know, there's mine back there, the safe space sticker. But when we're open to the public, so when students come in, our offices do have to be LGBT friendly, so that they know they're safe, and of course we're including them in everything.
So I know that both of the programs that you guys are talking about, the multiple programs that you guys are talking about, they need funds. Right. And one of the things that I do for the districts, I look for funds available for different schools. And one thing I want to make sure that you're aware of, Eric, and that you're aware of, Tori, that I just got an email. Big Horton Cares grant is open right now. It closes July 1. The application's right online. I've definitely encouraged some of our schools and so forth to apply for different clubs and organizations. But I know that they work directly with organizations like Safe Schools. So I encourage you guys definitely to apply for that. I know that just opened up. It closes July 1. So
fantastic.
Yeah, and from what I understand, they give up to like $25,000. I know of multiple schools that are going to be applying for grants for that and so forth. So I recommend that you guys go for it, Eric. Definitely.
I have a list going in my head, Eric. Buses, the prom.
Yes.
All that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of this is, engaging the community and having relationships. I know for a fact that they like to be able to pinpoint and say, we paid for this. So if you can pinpoint one specific thing that you could say Bighorn paid for, they're usually good with that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Tori, I have a question for you. In your workshops, like what is the age range of the people that attend the workshop? And is there like more girls than boys, or are they separated in age groups?
At the Rainbow Youth Leadership Workshop, it's middle and high school.
Okay.
And so Desert Sands used to host it, but fortunately, it's gotten so big that we can't have them here anymore. So, but it's really been a blessing because it's gone over to UC San Bernardino, the Palm Desert campus. So some of our kids that come from middle and high school have never been on a college campus before.
Oh, wow.
So it really opens that up. I know that one year when we were there, some parents came and they took the bus all the way from Mecca and were on the campus, but they wouldn't have been there had that not been there. But there's lots of leadership things about how to apply for scholarships, how to be a leader. Bella DeBall is there with all kinds of wonderful tips for all of us. And she certainly has some rouge on.
She does, I know.
She has bling.
Lots and lots of wonderful leadership things. And our kids, it's amazing. It doesn't matter if they're LGBT or not, because the allies are invited too, but they just have never thought about college. And so it's just a great time that could not only they're standing on a college campus, it's affordable, we can make it happen, and we'll help them get there. So that's really nice.
It really is a wonderful event. My family has come to the
Yes.
event. I think my granddaughter was just a pretty brand new baby the first time we brought her. And I don't think her little feet ever hit the floor. She was just like transferred from kid to kid. But it is a family feeling and I think it reminds our children, all of our children, that there are people who are here for them.
Yeah.
That they just need to look around, kind of let somebody know that they're looking, and there are people. There are people who are going to embrace them, who are going to talk to them, are going to help guide them, or just plain listen.
Exactly.
Most definitely. Well, as I shared, this is Pride Month, and we're celebrating that here in Desert Sands by having some of our specialists and community partners with us. Thank you, CoachellaValley.com, for allowing us to have this out here. Before I let you guys go, Eric, Tori, Mary Perry, is there anything else you'd like to highlight and say in regards to Pride Month?
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Take
There we go.
pride. Take pride in who you are.
I love it.
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of this week, and I know that next week we're heating up to the high 1 team, so be safe, drink lots of water. And Eric, whenever you have something coming up with your organization, please let us know. Reach out. We'd love to highlight you up here.
Absolutely.
And I'll plug Sunnylands for Eric too. Sunnylands has all kinds of programs that they bring Desert Sands students into as well.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't mention it, but I'm the communications coordinator at Sunnylands. That is my full-time job.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how you'd work hand in hand with Mary Perry. She's a pleasure to work with. I kind of have an idea what you're talking about.
I have Mary to thank for that.
But Mary, Tori, Eric, thank you for all that you do, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary. Bye, Eric. Sorry.
All right, Chef Mary. We always get the best of visitors, don't we?
I know. And, it's always interesting because I didn't know anything about that organization. When I was at La Quinta, this thing happened one day. One of the girls came up and she was crying and she was all upset. And I said, "What's the matter?" And she says, "Oh, this person I'm in love with dumped me." And I said, "Well, boys are really bad." And she looks at me and she goes, "It's a girl." Like this. And I was just going, okay. I said, well, girls can do the same thing too. And it was interesting that we had that conversation. And then she told me about the clubs and organizations that were in this school that I wasn't aware of. And so I think these things work out quite well.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's just even better that we have such great people that work with us in Desert Sands and have great relationships and different organizations that maybe we don't have the right thing here in the district, but we can definitely reach out to a person like Eric, and he can help us direct us in the right area to find services, to find help for our students and so forth, and assistance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does the school have you doing for the summer? Are you taking some time off or?
I will take some time off, but I'm a 12-month employee. As you know, we're going to have classroom conversations go on. Actually, I'll put you on spot here. I can't do Tuesday or Thursday next week, but I can do Wednesday. if
Okay,
you're
that's
available
good. Let's see.
Wednesday.
Let me-
And you'll love Wednesday's episode. We're going to have Nick Rose on with us. He's the chapter president for the classified union for Desert Sands, and he's going to talk about, Mary, all the opportunities for all classified workers. What's amazing is any classified employee in Desert Sands has the ability to get a free, I said free, associate's degree through their association.
Oh,
And
wow.
they can take online college classes. And I know some people that I work very closely with that have just earned their associates right now. So I think it's fantastic that Nick is going to come on to talk a little bit more about that stuff. So we're going to talk about that Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so are they still going to have the food distribution throughout the summer as well?
Yep.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yeah, every Monday and Wednesday, 18 and under, you can come grab food. But in addition to classroom conversations, as you know, and seen some of the foundation board information coming out, I'm helping plan our next major event. As you know, it's going to be in November 6th. It's going to be a traveling party, be a little bit different. We're going to jump on a bus. We're going to start on Rancho Mirage, going to go to Bermuda Dunes, and we'll come back to La Quinta.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Yeah.
It'll be a nice little traveling party, and I've already contracted and worked it out with Chef Wood and Chef Felicia, so the kids will be there to help out. And got some great partners for that. I can't wait to share more details as that comes around. But I'm working at that right now.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really fun. I think people will really enjoy that. And it's just a different way of raising money. And I think it's made us think outside the box as to how can we include our community and helping us raise funds for the school, because typically it's been, I think, primarily in school. Now we've gone to, outside the school and included, other entertainment events and other venues that people actually sign up for. I mean, look how popular our Black Hawk showdowns were.
Oh yeah,
We sold out every single time we sold out.
Yep, exactly. So it's funny, as I'm going around to recruit additional community partners for the district. So that's another thing that I'm doing this summer. A lot of the chefs and restaurants are asking about Black Hawk Showdown. When is it coming back? When is it coming back?
Yeah.
So I immediately share those texts and those feedback with Chef Wood and Chef Felicia so they know about it. But one of the other things I'm working on, Mary, you'll love this. Let me put this on the screen here. So this is the list of discounts that anybody got from Desert Sands just for being an employee. And this obviously takes some legwork in making these relationships and so forth. So these are good until the end of June, where at any of these establishments here in the desert, we'll give you 10% off. So that's another thing I'll be working on, is trying to reestablish these relationships to make sure we can continue on, where any staff member just has to show their badge and they get 10% off at any of these restaurants. These are all throughout the desert, spanning from Palm Springs all the way to Coachella. So I'm hoping to maybe double this list. You heard it. Social media. I'm looking to double this list this year. Hopefully we can get this list over 70 restaurants. And last year we had 35. I see you rolling your eyes at me, Chef Mary. But I'm making that a goal myself. I can see Mary Perry in the background because I know she loves to use the card to go to these restaurants. So her and Ed will just have that many more spots to go to. I'm going to try and make that 70. Yeah, I can see Mary's doing this right now.
You should call that adopt a program, adopt a discount. How people
I like that. Adopt a discount for Desert Sands.
Yes, because like we did. We've always been. When I was in culinary school, you could actually go on a military ship, and it was called Adopt the Ship, and you could sign up, and you could take the guys were easier to take on board because it was mostly men on board. The women, they couldn't go overnight because there was no berthing for them or bedding. So we had Adopt the Ship, and a lot of us went out of San Diego. And I just thought that was a great program. Huh. And then we did another one with the military where they adopted a cookbook to send to all the military bases that had culinary, because they didn't have cookbooks. So we collected them all over Palm Springs, and they paid to have them shipped. We must have collected, 3,000 or 4,000 cookbooks.
Oh my!
From people that just, after a while you don't have them.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of cool. Adopt the discount.
I have to do a little play on words and steal that from you, Mary. I'm just starting to contact the restaurants again. You got to love it. Some of our same friends year after year, they say, yes, go right ahead. I made a great relationship with Maxie's Grill with their new owner. He said, of course, Sean, it's until I leave. You guys got this. I was like, that's fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just have some amazing partners like that. It'll just be like, yeah, go right ahead. And I'm sure as soon as I ask, they're going to be the same way. But like I said, I'm going to try and ask for some more.
So do these restaurants get any sort of a little signage or whatever that says that they're participating in that program? Like,
So it's funny you say that. I have them right here on my desk. They get these stickers that they can put in their windows.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And then if a district employee sees this sticker, that means they know they can use their badge to get 10% off. As well as I've had the luxury of quarterly sending out emails to our staff, letting them know about these different programs.
Yeah.
I know that some of our some of our district staff love getting that because it just gives them a reminder. Hey, I got to go out to eat. Got to go out to eat.
Exactly.
We've got Nancy up in purchasing. She loves it because all the spots that her and her husband go to lunch to are on here. So they always get a discount. So I jokingly said once that my goal is to get it so Nancy and Chuck get a discount at every meal they go to. So we'll see.
Exactly. And you know, even the 10% discount, it helps. And it's always nice when you get it. It's like, oh, I got a little discount. You know, you always have that little perky feeling at the end of your bill.
Yep. And you know how it is with credit cards nowadays. You just tap, right? You tap your card, you put in your payment. And a lot of times when I get the discount, I just automatically hit the 25 to 30% because I'd rather give it back to the staff member.
Totally. Yeah, we went out to dinner last night and at this little Japanese place, and the food is just incredible. And you know, in the past we used to tip like 15% or 18%, and now we pretty much get into 20%. It's like, you know, these guys are working hard, and you can tell they're short-staffed, and you know, the food is good, the service is excellent, and I think a lot of times they're getting the best of the best.
I agree.
And their employees, because you really feel, I mean, the service is just, I think it's better than it's ever been, all the way around. And I don't know if that's just because, you know, the cream of the crop has come back to work, basically.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. The ones that want to work, the ones that have the drive and the motivation. Definitely.
Yeah, it is.
Chef Mary, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of close this up here. Before I go, though, I want to tell you I'll be moving. This show will be from a different spot next Wednesday.
Okay, and I may be at Madison's graduation in a different spot with you too.
Okay. Hey, you never know. No, but I'm moving offices just down the hallway. They're doing some transitioning over here. They're hiring a chief information technology officer. I believe that's the position name. And as you know, my office is right in the middle of technology. Yeah. And I as much as I'd love to be up and close next to the superintendent's office, it's okay that I'm back here because I'm not here all the time because I'm always out and about. But yeah, I'm moving right down the hallway. So you'll see a different background behind me next show.
We will take this show on the road.
There you go. Well, everyone, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with you on Wednesday at 9 o'clock with Classroom Conversations, where we're going to highlight the classified employees in Desert Sands and talk about the amazing programs that their union has to offer for their members. But Chef Mary, you have a great day, great weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week. We'll see you later.
I will. You too. Bye, Mary.